Aloha, Adena Sampson here, and welcome to another edition of Living Authentically Out Loud. Today's title, Fight for Love. Here's a quote I came up with yesterday. Woo! I really like this. Like the moon so full of light, shall we be so full of love. As always, I start off with the question, so my question to you is, what are we fighting for? What are we fighting for? Is it possible for us to love unconditionally? That's the question today. What are we fighting for? And is it possible for all of us as individuals, the whole of humanity, to love unconditionally? Now, the true meaning of unconditional love is love given without conditions. So why do we continue to put conditions and expectations on our love? There's another question for you. Why do we do that? You know, sometimes I think we really don't know what we do. We know not what we do. Now, in order to love unconditionally, we really need to be able to set aside those conditions and expectations, right, that we put on our love. For example, letting go of the need for people to act or behave in a certain way in order for us to get our love, you know? I don't know why we do that. But I really feel that sometimes it's really best to look at it and look at life from the third party, from the third person, unbiased. Take a step back out of yourself long enough to see the bigger picture, you know? Walk a mile in somebody else's shoes. How do they feel? How do they feel? Whether it's personal relationships, romantic relationships, business relationships, what are we fighting for? And have you stepped back long enough to see yourself in the third person, to take yourself out of the picture so you're not stuck in the middle of it, to see your part as well as the other person's, and really feel their life, what they're doing, how they're feeling. So I don't know if a lot of you did this. When you were younger, you may have, okay, out of curiosity, decided to slip your feet into your father's shoes. You know, your tiny feet lost in the vastness of what you could only imagine his life to be, right? Gosh, what's my father about? Where is he gone? Where is he going? Wow. So I guess that's a good example, is really walk a mile in somebody else's shoes. How does it feel? You know, when I was younger, I was full of fire, which is quite funny because I guess I could still say that I do have a lot of fire. I have a lot of passion. It's not a bad thing. Okay, but I would stand up and fight for everything I believed in. Now that's not a bad thing, you know, as well as believing in something and fighting for a good cause. But the fight part is really not necessary a lot of the time. Okay, at least it wasn't the way I felt and the way I was, working things when I was younger. You know, my mom would say to me, there are some things not worth fighting for. She would say that, Adena, there's just some things not worth fighting for. Pick your fights. Now, at the time, I really didn't understand what she was saying. I really saw this as a weakness on her part. And it's really funny. I really see it clearly now. I must have been so blind. I really get it, you know. What I thought of to be a weakness is such a strength. Is a huge strength to have compassion, patience, and understanding. Acceptance to see things in a different light, you know. How long can you punish yourself? That's my question. And how long can you punish other people? What's it worth? You know, as I grow older, I really put myself first, my self-love first, as well as love, period. I put love first. You know, I recognize the need for peace in my heart and those around me and in the world, you know. I see now more than ever how important it is to forgive and forget. We've talked about forgiveness before. So really, really feel that, you know. No matter how bad things may have been, right now in the present moment, what can we do? We can choose to love right now in the moment. We can choose to let everything go and move forward. You know, love everyone exactly as they are, even if we don't understand them. You know, learn to accept ourselves the way we are, whether it's a mole, a pimple, whatever, right? I mean, truly, can we do this? Let's give ourselves the love that we've been longing for, unconditionally. So as usual, I invite you to open up your heart a little more. Dig in deep. And if you're gonna fight, fight for love. Love's a great cause. So with that, my song to you, Fight for Love. Listen to the lyrics. Listen to how this makes you feel through song. Sometimes let's try this again. Sometimes we have to lose before we can win. I I'd rather be at peace than be right, yeah. Find your strength from within. Just choose to see the light. Fight for love. You can't put out a flame, fighting fire with fire. Don't blame, look to yourself for change. If you're gonna fight, fight. If you're gonna fight, fight. If you're gonna fight, fight for love, yeah, yeah, yeah. If you're gonna fight, fight for love. That's my message for you today. Love unconditionally, the best that you can, digging deep. Until next time, love and light to you. Please visit OutLoudProductions.tv, where we offer a safe place for you to live in your truth. See you soon.